There are a lot of great stories from around the year 1500. Columbus was sailing back and forth to the New World before getting thrown in prison. Michelangelo and Leonardo were duking it out to see who would be the most famous artist in history. In England, Henry VIII came to the throne and started working his way through his 7 wives. And Machiavelli was writing The Prince, which became the handbook for ruthless politicians to this day. My favorite story is about a Spanish cardinal who was elected pope, moved into the Vatican with his son, and threw some of the most extravagant parties the world has ever seen. He also came up with a unique use for chestnuts. This is the scandalous history of the party pope. The story goes, even before becoming pope, Alexander VI was famous for throwing parties. When he became cardinal, he threw a party for all the most beautiful women in the city, but he did not invite their husbands, fathers, or brothers. Sort of the original Bunga Bunga party. This earned him a letter from Pope Pius II complaining about such behavior. But Pius may have just been upset about not being at the party. When he became pope, he held a feast at the Vatican. As guests approached, the way was lined with living gilded statues of young people in erotic poses. He even held a bullfight in the Piazza of the Vatican to celebrate the expulsion of the Moors from Spain. His most famous party was hosted by his son, Cesare Borgia. In addition to the regular guests, he also invited 50 prostitutes. After dining, the dancing started. To make it more interesting, the Pope had an auction for the women's clothing. As the auction progressed, the women became naked, the Pope became richer, and the party became wilder. Once the women were completely naked, the candelabras from the tables were placed on the floor, and handfuls of chestnuts were scattered throughout the hall. The women then crawled on all fours, picking up the chestnuts. Exactly how they picked up the chestnuts is left to our imagination. Watching the show with the Pope was his daughter Lucretia Borgia. Did I mention the Pope had more than one child? In fact, he had 8 that he acknowledged. 5 sons and 3 daughters. The mother of the first 3 is unknown. The mother of the next 4 was the beautiful Rosa, who was the Pope's main mistress. Rosa had replaced her own mother in that role, quite literally mid-romp. The mother of the Pope's 8th child was the Pope's daughter Lucretia. She was also involved in a sex triangle with 2 of her brothers. Now, back to the party. After the chestnuts were picked up, the guests had sex with the prostitutes. Servants kept score of who did what with whom and how many times. The top performers got awards from Alexander. The party came to be known as the Ballet of the Chestnuts. Remember at the beginning I mentioned Machiavelli's The Prince? It was written about this guy, the Pope's son, Cesare. We don't know if Machiavelli received an invite to the party, though. That's just one story from Renaissance Italy. You can find many more stories by reading William Manchester's A World Lit Only by Fire, available at your local library. So we hope you press the like button, check out our other videos, and subscribe to the Scandalous History channel.